Like I'm going like this.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Hi.
Our Facebook fan, you guys know what we're talking about already.
No, but like when I'm looking at you, trying to like be
We're
conversational,
about-
I'm trying to make sure that it's still running, and I hope that it's still there.
We're talking about our new desk phone. You guys know about this.
Hello.
Hello, get in your call.
Hold on, it's for you.
Oh wait. Oh, antenna? Oh, it doesn't go out anymore. Yes. You guys know about this.
Is it long distance?
Yeah, they.
I can't talk long for it's long distance.
It has Snake on it. You can play the game Snake. Who remembers that game? Raise your hand if Snake was on your first phone. Yeah.
Raise your hand if your first phone was in a bag or attached to your car and couldn't actually walk around with it.
Or a can on a string.
Goldie!
Yes, can you hear me?
Remember when Lindsay was next?
It was so long ago at this point that I really don't. It's been outweighed by the rest.
That story's gonna get us all for claps.
The California wildfires is in sight as full containment of the flames is expected before the new month. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. Snap maps will show us the devastation caused by the wildfires in Northern California. The Camp Fire has burned now over 200 square miles, destroyed more than 10,000 homes in the area.
A Colorado man is sentenced to life in prison for killing his pregnant wife and their 2 young daughters. Christopher Watts pleaded guilty to murdering his wife Shannon Watts, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, then dumping their bodies on an oil work site.
As part of the plea deal, prosecutors agreed not to seek the death penalty, something that Shannon's family did agree to. The judge listened to emotional testimony from both families before rendering the sentence. Outgoing Governor Rick Scott from Florida is set to become the next U.S. Senator in Florida come January. Scott's victory comes after incumbent Senator Bill Nelson conceded the race after a lengthy recount process that included a mechanical and manual retabulation. The hand recount showed that Nelson still trailed Scott by more than 10,000 votes.
Are we seriously up against more snow?
Yeah, and then it's going to be cold, and then it's going to snow, and it's going to be cold, and then why do we even have him here?
I was going to say, you just want to. This job, it comes with 2-hour lunch breaks. It's not, not so bad.
3 hours. Yeah,
3-hour lunch break. All right, let's take a look outside, and we got some snow showers still. But another at least light accumulating snowfall event today and another one coming for tomorrow. If we widen out, you can see our little clipper for tomorrow. It's up here combining with this energy down to our south. And so all of this is going to combine into a kind of a hybrid clipper, which means there will be a little bit more moisture than your average 1 to 3 kind of storm that you think of Alberta clippers as being. Temperatures right now have actually warmed to the mid-30s in Portland, 33 in Wiscasset, 29 in Waterville. And so really inefficient snowfall through this morning. It was snowing pretty heavily at times over southern and coastal Maine, but it didn't really accumulate that well on the road because those boundary layer temperatures were too mild. That's good news, obviously. As we go through tonight, we cloud up through the evening. The snow stays just to the south and then starts moving in early tomorrow morning, really late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and it's overspreading the state before the morning commute basically to the south of Rockland. To the north of that, it will take a little bit longer. It starts snowing pretty heavily around 8, 9 o'clock through mid-morning through the middle of the day before moving out sometime around sunset in southern Maine and then 8, 9 o'clock over down East Maine. Guys, another snowfall map. So we'll have that, and then as Lee already told you, it's going to be real cold on Thanksgiving too.
Another one.
Something to give thanks for.
Very good. Okay, nearly 2 weeks after Election Day, Governor-elect Janet Mills and Representative-elect Jared Golden are speaking about their transition to their new roles and the things they plan to tackle first. Golden made his first public appearance since he was elected this morning in Brewer. He was helping staff at the Food and Medicine Center get bags ready for Thanksgiving. He says he's eager to put the campaign behind him and get to work for all Mainers.
Meanwhile, Mills sat down with our very own Don Kerrigan, speaking about everything from appointing new team members and staff health to Medicaid expansion to the opioid epidemic. She also touched on the Child Protective Services and what she plans to do first to keep Maine children safe.
I want to hear from the people in the field about what they're seeing and doing and hearing, and making sure that they are heard and those children are heard at the highest levels.
The job is to represent the entire district, so we're very excited and look forward to engaging with the people of Maine as soon as we get seated.
You'll be able to hear much more from both Golden and Mills coming up a little bit later on News Center Maine at 5:30 and 6 o'clock. Biddeford City Council is holding a community meeting tonight to answer questions about controversial new parking fees. We've talked a lot about this story. Starting this month, you will need a paid parking permit to park in city lots.
The city says this is an effort to curb the congested parking problem. Not everyone's on board about this change. At least one resident has filed a formal complaint against the city. The public meeting is happening tonight in just a little bit at 6 o'clock at the Biddeford High School Little Theater.
Thanksgiving, just a couple of days away, as we know, and despite the fact it's going to be frigid. We're also going to be pretty soon hanging our stockings by the fire to keep us warm. With care, Samantha York spoke with one little girl from Turner who has a very special Christmas wish this year.
Yeah, she does, and it will melt your heart. Little Kyra is proof that it's never too early to start thinking about the magic of Christmas. 7-year-old Kyra loves Christmas. The decorations, the sweaters, and of course, presents.
It makes me really happy.
But this year, Kyra only wants one thing.
To have other kids wake up and open presents on Christmas.
So the second grader is doing just that and is raising money for kids and families who may not always have presents under their tree.
I just feel bad when kids don't get presents on Christmas. It makes me sad.
Her mom, Naomi, couldn't be more proud of her daughter, saying she knows how tough the holidays can be for families.
I can't imagine having children not opening presents on Christmas morning, especially with the hype in school, countdown to Christmas, and Christmas morning comes and they don't have anything.
Kyra's goal is to raise $200.
17, 18.
The donations have been slowly coming in, her mom even creating a Facebook page to spread Kyra's Christmas wish.
If she wants to buy presents for other kids to be able to open stuff on Christmas morning, then why not? That's all she wanted for Christmas, so why not?
Because Christmas isn't about what you receive, but what you can give.
What do you think their face will look like when they open it?
And for little Kyra, doing for others is the gift that truly keeps on giving.
I get to help other kids have Christmas.
So Kyra has at least 2 families lined up to help, but she says the more money she can raise, the more presents she can buy. If you'd like to help her reach her goal, we posted a link on our website. Leah and Lindsay, back to you.
All right, Sam, great story. Thank you so much. This is an unbelievable video. It's a spectacular crash, happened near Hong Kong, caught on tape, and it left a teenage driver with a fractured spine. This is an airborne crash in the Formula 3 Macau Grand Prix yesterday. It shows Sophia Flores appearing to clip another driver's car and flying off the track at ridiculously high speeds.
Oh, wow. Sophia's car then went through a catch fence, hit a structure on the perimeter, and dropped to the ground. The 17-year-old German racer tweeted that she is doing okay and will be undergoing surgery tomorrow, or actually, she underwent surgery today, earlier this morning.
Crazy stuff right there.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of things can go wrong on your kid's picture day, but what if it's all your fault? A man posted his son's class pictures on Facebook, and the kid was wearing bright pink pants and a button down, and as you can see, a frown there.
That is the cutest frown I've ever seen. The caption explains that there wasn't anything wrong with this boy except that the missing Pop-Tart the dad wrote. And he actually admitted to eating the Pop-Tart before his class picture, and he said he never is going to smile again. Using the hashtag Pop-Tart Forever Fund, the father's asking for donations to help his cause. A lesson for parents: don't get between a child and his or her Pop-Tart before picture day.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
I would have that
good.
same look if somebody stole my Pop-Tart as well. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, we learned a couple of new iPhone tricks today. One of them forever changed how we will text somebody or post on Instagram.
And 1 year after Jacob Thompson's death, people are still living like a penguin. Okay, so first of all, let's get to something really important here, and that's those of you sticking up for me. Lindsay has been relentless in unprovoked attacks. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's because she's creeping up on her little vacation time, so she's trying to get some shots in before she leaves me.
Oh my goodness. Okay, explain what the bag phone is. I don't know what that is. Phone in a bag? What is that?
So, well, first of all, before there was phone on a bag, there was only phone in your car. And then so the phone was the cell phone, which I got back in 1993, my first cell phone, US Cellular up at Bangor, installed it into your car. So it just was in your car with an antenna, a wire for an antenna on your roof, and that's how you had a cell phone. So you'd have to be in your car to use it. You could also then graduate to a bag phone. So the phone was part of a unit like this, and it was a bag and it had an antenna as well, but you had to carry the whole thing with you because that was the antenna, and you had to take the phone off the handle, but you had to hold the bag in one hand and then your phone in the other.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the only way you could be mobile.
That's insane.
But
Did you ever have a pager?
It was, before it was only in your car, so you had to be in your car to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a pager like a long time ago.
I wanted a pager so bad when I was in 7th grade. So bad. You could text messages, you know, like with numbers. You can make it look like it said hello.
Yeah, I used to do that with calculators because you can do Lee. 337.
337.
Upside down.
Upside down. Yeah,
is Lee.
yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Games I used to play.
I know.
No. Clearly, the answer to that is no. So, Lindsay, you want the first one and I'll take the second one there?
Sure.
How many are there? Because I'm not going to bring the
There's
iPad
1, 2, 3. There's 3. So why don't we just alternate? Let's split this one up because this one's long.
You want to do it
That'd be
after
awesome.
options?
Sure. After which one?
No, you do it up until options.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll take it from the rise down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the problem with this thing is standing.
Right.
I'm not doing both.
Like, no. I'll hold it. Can you see it like this?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I can
You're
still
in control.
see over there.
You're in control, which is good.
Could you make it bigger?
Well, we know a giant turkey is usually the centerpiece of the Thanksgiving table, but according to a report from Bloomberg, demand is rising for tiny turkeys, some weighing only 6 pounds. Poultry companies like Butterball are catering to the higher demand by offering smaller turkey options.
The rise in single-person households and smaller families, not my house, could be motivating people to buy smaller birds. Families are also increasingly spread out across our country, making the purchase of big birds unnecessary for a lot of customers. Smaller birds are getting much more popular. 12 to 14-pound turkeys do remain the top sellers.
From the history books to your Twitter news feed, the words of John F. Kennedy that helped inspire a nation can now do the same for younger generations.
That's at least the hope of a new project by the JFK Library Foundation and the new project Words Count. Check out the official JFK Twitter account for some direct quotes from our 35th president.
A lot of people today are finding out a pretty cool trick that saves you time when you're typing something on an iPhone. We might be late to this party, just full disclosure.
So after you write a message, if you click and hold the space bar or other buttons on the keyboard, you can actually move the cursor instead of trying to drag the cursor all by itself. I did not know you could do this. This would save me so much time because you get through the whole thing, you realize you spelled something wrong, and then you got to go all the way back. You got to hold it down, you got to hold the select, and you got to move the little blue bar, then the other blue bar. I don't like it. So this is much, much easier.
Also, let's kick it up a notch. You can hold down any app, and if you press on it for a moment, options will come up right away. So you could hold down on the Instagram app and a little option that's post a photo or send a message.
This is so great.
I know. These are the things we learn.
Change everything.
I know. We didn't know, so don't make us feel bad because we didn't know. Just saying.
Coming up, we will revisit Jacob's journey and see how he is still making such a big impact on all the people he knew and those who he didn't know. And
checking out the whiteboard in the Weather Center, Keith's wondering if we remember fall. Yeah, isn't it technically still fall? Oh, we're going to the newsroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a long intro.
Do you want to do this one solo?
No, I mean, it's about a 40-second intro. So, I mean, I think that, yeah, I wrote a really long intro. I didn't know we were going to be in the newsroom.
Yeah, let's stay here.
Easier to do it from here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind doing it from the, well, we just did the monitor. So, no, I think at that point we should do it here. Sorry.
Oh.
I would have written it shorter if I had known we were going to be out there.
Man. So how is Jacob's family doing?
Honestly, as expected, I think. I mean, I think they're
Sorry to interrupt and laugh because that was inappropriate laughing. But Heather says, I knew this trick forever. So Heather already knew the trick.
Yeah, everybody knew that.
And Joe, okay, so now Joe, great transition. He says he needs to get more tissues for Jacob's story. So they're doing well, though. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm just waiting to see if you really want me to answer the question.
I do want to answer. I laughed at Heather knew. Heather, you made me laugh. It was a genuine LOL.
They're doing as expected. So.
Yeah.
Good days and bad days.
Nope, I got it.
Just trying to help you out.
I know.
There's Tara. You're about to see Tara on TV.
Should we get your big penguin?
Yeah. I'll do it during the package, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea. No, I think we wait. It makes more sense in the, and it'll help me get over to Keith. What's up, John? Oh boy, that is not the button I wanted. Stop. 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 Stop.
Hey, John. Thank you. We hope you're having a great day.
Who does he think looks like Governor Brennan? I didn't see that. Jacob Thompson, the 9-year-old boy from Saco who battled neuroblastoma since he was 5, passed away 1 year ago today. His story and wish for one more Christmas traveled literally around the globe. Hundreds of thousands of cards and messages, tens of thousands of presents all started showing up from across the world.
To say Jacob loved penguins was a bit of an understatement. One characteristic of penguins is that they travel in large groups, so they're always surrounded by others who will help to take care of them and love them. Jacob's motto was live like a penguin, and that saying has helped provide strength to his family in the days since his death.
Oh God, I miss everything.
1 year later, Jacob Thompson's legacy lives on, not just with those who knew him, but with so many who didn't.
Still opening up stuff on weekends and reading through the cards, which actually I think has really helped the grieving process.
There are still plenty of cards and gifts and messages, and of course, penguins.
I think a lot of grieving parents will tell you it's important to hear their child's name, hear they're remembered.
It's unbelievable just how many lives he's touched and how much good he's done in the world in his short life. We're still going through cards, and all the cards pretty much say he was an inspiration to us. It just helps me get through this by reading the cards and seeing all the inspiration and all the goodness that he's done in this world for others.
The one right, and it's the black.
Oh, the black one?
Isn't that cool?
Jacob's story and wish for one more Christmas touched so many people around the globe, it's hard to comprehend his effect on others.
Living through it was surreal, and now it's like, still, it's so hard to fathom that this little boy went around the world. We got letters and cards from every single continent, including Antarctica. So, I mean, he literally in his hospital bed, traveled around the world.
Jacob's family has chosen different ways to keep his memory and message moving forward. His father Roger and stepmother Tara have organized multiple blood drives in his name since it was such a crucial part of Jacob's treatment.
So for those parents, for those children, for Jacob, to make sure that that supply, we can keep that supply as coming from donors. It extended his life, it improved his life, it allowed him to
be a kid again.
To be a kid while undergoing harsh treatments that otherwise he wouldn't have even survived the treatment without his transfusions.
Meanwhile, Jacob's mother Michelle has started an organization called Jacob's Penguins. The mission is to help families who have lost a child, and not just financially.
I'd like to work with funeral homes, organizations that have spaces that they could donate so that people can have celebrations of life or a meal after funeral services. So I'd like to kind of be able to work on all levels to help them get what they need, because this is the last thing that you're ever going to do for your child. And it's sad to think that some parents don't get to have a choice of what happens on that level.
And Jacob's family decided to spend the day paying things forward and just doing kind things for others, and encouraged everybody else to do that as well in the name of Jacob. So obviously I have my own Jacob penguin here that I love, and this guy helps me out in the tough days, like when you're picking on me, like today. And also this penguin's going to feel very much at home when this guy comes and tells us what's going to be going on the next week.
We're definitely all living like penguins in their climate.
Literally.
Their natural habitat.
No choice on that. This is quite a start to this. Not even a start to the season because we're still in fall.
It's November.
Today's Raindrops, by the way, is going to go into a really in-depth analysis as to whether or not we have to worry about this. We kind of glazed over it last week, but
right.
You know, this start, what does this mean for us? We'll talk about it. In the meantime, we got a little snow shower activity out there. The first edge of this here into York County not long from now. That's generally light stuff. Going to have a hard time accumulating. The real part of this storm is still back to the south and west here towards Washington, D.C. and more so due west of New York City. It's a clipper, but it has a little extra energy with it. And so typically when you think of a clipper, it's a 1 to 3 inch snowfall. That's kind of like the template on it. But this will be a little bit more juiced up than that. So our snowfall amounts are higher than 1 to 3. We'll talk about that in a second. So right now it's 35 in Portland, 34 in Sanford. That's why as this light stuff moves over tonight, we're going to have a hard time accumulating in most spots, but maybe a coating in some of the grassy surfaces there, and then 29 in Waterville, 30 in Bangor, a little bit cooler up that way. So this model is missing this first batch of snow, but it definitely will get in here tonight over the southern part of the state, York and Cumberland County specifically, with some light snow there. The bulk of it, though, moves in tomorrow morning early from southwest to northeast, and this is when it starts snowing pretty heavily. At 8 o'clock, it's basically into the mid-coast, snowing heavy over the southern part of the state, so it will be a morning commute factor here. Over northern Maine, you should be able to get to work, but then it goes downhill after that. Snow really fills in. It's snowing pretty good through the middle of the day into the afternoon, and it's not until after sunset that we get this thing out of here over down East Maine and over northern Maine around 9 or 10 p.m. and then it is better for Wednesday, but it gets chilly for Thanksgiving. Wednesday's cool as well. So here are your snowfall amounts. 3 to 6 inches to do it for most of the state. 6 to 8, and a little bit of a jackpot here because we will have that initial band of snow first tonight, and then another band of heavy snow tomorrow. And this one I would definitely plow. Unlike the last one we talked about how it'll largely melt, and Lee it didn't work for him in his driveway, but for the most part we melted a lot of it. We're not going to do that with this storm. It is going to be really cold after. Snow so far, we're sitting at 6.6, way above average everywhere, and we're going to add another 6 or so to that. So we'll be about a foot when the average is under an inch. After that, look at this, pow! Look at that cold air for Thursday. What does it mean? Shivering turkey, and nobody likes that. It looks like we'll be in the teens through the entire day and windy.
I'm worried about the turkey in the back.
That? I'm worried about all the turkeys in that image there. And then another mess on Sunday. You know, so the best day I think is they call it Small Business Saturday now, right? As far as going out, it's going to be really chilly Friday morning if you still do the deal. What do they call those?
Black Friday?
Doorbusters.
Sure,
yeah,
doorbusters.
But Saturday looks actually pretty pleasant, so there's that.
A lot of people are probably hitting the road next few days or so, so you might want to make your travel plans, if you can, adjust them around.
Wednesday and Thursday you can drive, it's just cold.
Yeah.
It'll just be tomorrow's not great.
For sure.
AAA will be busy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is this my favorite?
Here it comes.
No music.
Here it comes.
Terrible.
Hold on. There it is. Oh, come on.
There we go.
Mainers woke up to snow this morning, and they were satisfied?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess if you're into skiing, winter recreation, this looks like turf, like on a field, doesn't it?
It looks like somebody's vacuuming.
Oh.
What's going on?
We're very much into walking in the snow today, and also capturing video of it.
I heard some people talking about they don't like that sound. That sound doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I'm alright with that. I mean, I don't like the snow, but the sound of walking on snow,
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
It's been heavy, dense snow lately. Like
We shouldn't be having it lately. We're only in the
Right.
third week of November.
Fair point.
I don't want to be talking about this yet.
Fair point.
All right.
A lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Let's check in now for a preview. Oh, we got it.
Sure.
Okay.
You go first.
How about this? The homeless man accused of killing a Bangor man earlier this month made his first court appearance earlier today. 29-year-old Donald Galick is being held without bail on a murder charge, and Jackie Mundry will have the details of that case.
Yeah, and yet another recount vote in Maine is causing a stir. We'll let you know what the issue is and why is it taking so long to be resolved. That's all coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30.
And we'll be right back. Sorry, I missed that. Did he tell us?
Yeah. I just made it up. She's actually standing there. I just decided to make it up.
I knew you didn't make it up.
Did he tell us that?
I'm just wondering why I didn't listen, or why I didn't hear it.
Usually it's only me you don't listen to, so it's nice to know that that's
When
equal
did he say it?
opportunity.
Was it during weather?
Yeah.
Was I talking?
I don't know. It was during Snap. It was during Snap Maps.
Oh.
So you might have been talking. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Travis is hopeful that the early snow before Thanksgiving translates to an early spring. Catherine's watching from Auburn.
Sarah, you want the Surface? I don't know which one.
It's the Lindsay's.
Okay. That has to go back downstairs because the one upstairs
Thank you.
Was
Thank you.
not charged.
Oh, really?
The other one, so she grabbed us that one.
Ay, caramba.
Ay, caramba.
Ay, caramba. Do your kids love the snow?
Yes. They don't love the cold, but nobody does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't mind snow if it didn't come with cold.
Right. So, Thank you.
Maybe the battery.
All right. Where do we rank?
So, these are the top 5 November
Out of 66
snows.
places?
And these are, the following winters.
Oh.
So, this one is the only one that was like a big winter otherwise, but the rest of them were middle of the road. And what's interesting about that is you could argue that the winter had to be below average because you started so high. Mm-hmm. So if you start top 5 and you end up 44, 24, that means...
So what did we do last week? We did something like this.
We did, yeah. So I did...
Was it like total snow?
I did October, and this, we're not in the top 5 for October. We're going to be in the top 5 for November. Okay.
So 2014 was our last doozy.
How much time's left in this break?
Ooh, doesn't it look so dark into the abyss?
Okay.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, so we briefly touched upon what would happen when you have above average Octobers and whatnot as far as snowfall, but now this is more pertinent because it looks like we're going to be in the top 5 for November in both Bangor and Portland. It's most likely if everything goes to plan here. So what does that mean for the resulting winter? And this is feeling, right, that, oh man, this is going to be a heck of a winter because of how it started. The stats don't really back that up. So these are the top 5 years for snow in November. 2014, most notably, there was a big storm right before Thanksgiving. And then this is the resulting winter, gone all the way out to April 15th. And so the only one that's top 10 is 1962. But you look at these 50, 44, 24, 31 out of 66. And you can make the argument that means the winter was actually kind of a dud after that, because you started in the top 5 and got dragged all the way down into these middles. All right, let's take a look at Portland and see if it's a similar situation there. And indeed, it is quite similar. So even in your top years here, 97, 72, 43, you've only got one in the top 20. The rest of them are either middle, or look at this, 97, it was the #1 snowiest November, and it ended up almost one of the least snowy winters on record. And so what happens here is it's very difficult to capture a pattern and lock into it for several months at a time. So you remember 2015, Lee, you were here with that crazy winter. That's because we locked into a pattern in late January. Well, we're doing it now, and we're going to get the snow now. Chances are we can't carry that through January, through February, through March.
So some people hoping on Facebook for the early arrival of spring might be right.
Or maybe we get a break in the middle. You know, that's happened. That happened last year. Remember, the middle of the winter was fine, and then March came back and hit us like that. So we'll be interested to see. But there's certainly no correlation between this early start and the resulting tough winter. Mentally, it may seem that way because you start on, you know, the 15th and you end on April 15th.
Well, I went on record last week. I don't think this will be a top 20 winter when it's all said and done.
Well, the numbers would back you up.
We'll see.
I love it when you
I'm
use
playing the
science like
percentages.
that. Yeah.
All right, you guys heard it here. We'll check the tapes months from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never said that.
Nope.
Okay. News at 5:30 starts right now. Bye, guys.
See you, Facebookers.